And welcome, everyone. Just started recording right then, I guess, guys. All right, so we're underway here this morning, or this evening, rather, in preparation to post on Wednesday morning. I couldn't find the record button right away here, and then I clicked something and thought maybe it would do something different, but boom, we're recording now. So welcome, everyone. We got Phil Stacy with us and Nick Giannino from the Salem News. We also have some vacations. Nick Kukuru's on assignment here as we speak, and Nick G, maybe we could talk a little golf with the North Shore Amateur that got underway on Tuesday.
Yeah, sure thing. I was over there on Tuesday, opening round. This is the 46th year that the Flynn family and Far Corner Golf is hosting the North Shore Amateur. It was started in 1975 by Bill Flynn, who has since passed away, but his son Bob is keeping the thing going. And they had a great turnout this year, 65 golfers, which is right around their sweet spot. I think they cap it at about 70 usually. So nice to see a full freight back there after kind of a down year in the pandemic last season. Didn't have a ton of guys show up for that, but yeah, it was a good day of golf. The course was a bit wet. They weren't really expecting that, but we got some rain last night. And of course, with all the rain we've been getting all summer, it's going to be wet out there. Anytime it rains, it's just kind of building up. So the course played a little bit slower than usual. They expect, a more quick, true day on Wednesday's finale. It's going to be hot on Wednesday, so conditions might change. But yeah, there was some good golf being played. I believe almost half the fields broke 80, which is pretty good. A lot of rounds in the 70s. Just one under par round, and that was John Birmingham, kind of a, you probably never heard of him. He's a member at Far Corner. He plays there all the time. Grew up in the area. He's actually lives in Haverhill now, but he strung together a 2 under par round, 70, and he's in the lead after day one. Kind of surprising. I was speaking with him after, even he said good round for him is usually 77, 78, but the putter was on today, and he was able to cash a bunch of birdie putts, some long par putts too. So he'll go into the second round in the lead. The reigning champion, Jared Messiz out of Danvers, very talented golfer, had a tough day out there. This is a kid that won the Salem News Player of the Year. He plays in college. He's, got a very pure swing, Phil. I know he played hockey in high school as well. He's just a great athlete.
Yeah, good athlete.
Yeah, he stumbled a bit today. He shot an 80, which is unlike him. I think he was 44 on the front and then even par on the back. So he was able to turn it around and make the cut. So maybe he can make a push tomorrow. I mean, 10 strokes off the lead. Crazier things have happened, but, he'll be back there for tomorrow. In terms of other locals, Hayden Kornuski, Masconomic graduate. He shot a 75, so he's right in the hunt. We got Ian Poskowski, who went to Danvers High. Him and his twin brother both played, and Ian got the better of him. I think Aaron Poskowski shot a 81 or 82, and Ian had a 77. So he's right in the lead, and then right in the hunt, I should say. And Tim Richmond out of Old Salem Green, 78. So there's a lot of guys that are pretty close to each other. A lot of 74, 75, 76. So it's going to be interesting to see, who makes the leap tomorrow, especially with the conditions likely to change and the course kind of speeding up with the heat.
I always chuckle when I hear the name Ian Baskowski. And I'll tell you why. It's obviously not a very common name.
Right.
But Bill, you may recall, you got a little bit of North Shore history here. Do you remember that name?
I think I know where you're going, but go ahead. Yeah, I was probably going to go the same way, but go ahead. Yeah.
Ian Poskowski that I know, is a couple years younger than me, but he was a elite defenseman for the Beverly High hockey team when they had some glory years under Mike Deering in 1989, 1990, somewhere in there. I'm guessing that's before you were born, Nick.
Yep, 92 was my birth year.
Okay. And Ian went on to play at Providence College and was quite a defenseman. So, and I think he became a doctor, if I'm not mistaken. He started to run like maybe ultra marathons or something like that, became a doctor. I haven't talked to Ian for a long time, but whenever I have heard that name recently, whether it's through your golf or whatnot, Nick, It always makes me think of the other Ian Baskowski.
That's funny. I wonder if there's any relation. Probably not, huh? But that's an uncommon name, like you said.
But Phil, a Beverly family can move to Danvers, right? I mean,
Sure.
so would it be the same family, you think?
Um,
We don't know that. We're speculating then.
We
Okay.
We
Yeah,
don't
we're
know. We are speculating. Could be a nephew or something like that. I don't know. But pretty, I think the Ian, again, that I know kind of stayed in that Providence, maybe southeastern Massachusetts area.
Oh, okay.
But for all I know, they could have moved. I have no idea. But
I should add into that Ethan Doyle out of Salem, our reigning Salem News golfer of the year. He did break 80. He shot a 79, so he'll be in the hunt as well.
So
and
Nick,
like you said, I think the weather is really going to affect things. It's supposed to be maybe not as hot as Thursday is expected to be, but Wednesday is supposed to be a scorcher.
Yeah, pushing 90 for sure. And like I said, today they didn't even get to do any of the greens or mow anything before the round. It was just too wet, so it was playing a little slow out there. Tomorrow is going to be a different story. They're going to be able to get out there early and prime the greens and the fairways and everything, and it's just going to be quicker.
So do you almost have to treat the putting surfaces almost like it's a pool table? Like if you hit it too high, the thing's going to fly.
Yeah, they far corner, they like to have their greens rolling fast when it's good weather, so they'll be quick. I played there about 10 days ago, and the greens were really fast, especially for a public course. So that's going to be a wake-up call. I don't know if that leader John Birmingham is going to be able to sink those 30-footers like he did today on those quick greens tomorrow, but we'll see. Players usually tend to like the greens better like that, so it could bode well.
Was there a hole of the day, so to speak? Somebody who had a great shot for with any eagles or great birdies, anything?
No eagles. The leader did lip out one for eagle with a putt, and then he did have. I think he said he had a 30-footer for birdie, which I'll probably go with as the shot of the day. But in terms of tee shots or anything like that, there's some good drives, but no hole-in-ones or anything close to that off the tee on the par 3. So definitely some good putts.
Well, let's hope we get a great finish tomorrow and all the greens are undulating and we go from there.
Yeah, love it.
So Nick, let me ask you this. So at
Sure.
Far Corners, would you have been above the 80 score or below 80? Would you have shot below
I would
80?
have been at this stage. I would have been above. Yeah.
Okay, just
They
wondering.
were trying to recruit me to play next year. I said, I don't know. I don't think I'd be in the hunt, but if I had a really good round, I could maybe sneak into the cut. I think the cut was 81 or 82 today, but
I actually wonder if our friend from the LYnn item, Mike Alongi, was playing. Mike is a pretty serious golfer.
He is. I've talked golf with him before. He wasn't on the list, I don't think, but I believe he has played in it in the past.
Nice. All right, gentlemen, let's shift to another summer sport, baseball. Man, you've got enough to cover there in baseball, considering we're in the middle of August practically here, and you've got the Peabody West Little League team, and you got the Beverly Salem Legion team that is making news. And Phil, I'll put the ball into your court. There's tennis. There's another summer sport, if you will. But where do you want to start? Let's go.
Roll the baseball into my part of the field.
Yeah. Let me dump it off, ding it out into right field for you to handle.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can never remember us. This is just about this next month. I'll start my 32nd year, and I can't ever remember an August that was this busy for us in a good way. I mean, it's crazy. Usually we're talking, the dog days of summer kind of thing before school starts up again. But as you said, we have two programs in high-profile towns, or three if you count Beverly Salem as that Legion team, that are still playing. Let me go with the older guys first. So the Beverly Salem Legion baseball team, post 331 out of Beverly, they are in the American Legion World Series, like the World Series, which is crazy. I mean, they're one of 8 teams that are vying for the title, the best Legion program in the country. Remarkable story for these guys. Just as a little bit of background, as we know, like with everything else in 2020, kind of a crazy year. There was a truncated Legion season, but there weren't really any state playoffs or anything like that. And manager Mike Levine said to some of the boys who had lost their senior seasons of baseball, were going on to college, you guys are still all age eligible to play Legion next year. I would love to have you back. And these guys said, you know what, we could be pretty good next summer if things work out. So let's come back. So they came back en masse. Mike got some younger guys to help fill out the roster. Logan Petrosino from the Beverly High baseball team, Noah Guanci, some younger fellas that are helping things out. And then some current guys who just graduated, like Brendan Frost from the Beverly High baseball team. So you got guys from Beverly, you get guys from Salem, like Lee Pacheco, Austin and Will Foglietta. The Beverly mainstays are guys like Tyler Petrosino, Braden Clark, Nick Fox, Matt Plose, Eric DePiero. It's a good mix of guys who can play really good defense. They get some great pitching. They get some timely hitting. So they won the state championship in Quincy. They went to the Northeast Regionals out at Holy Cross, at beautiful Fitton Field. Now, Bill, you probably, excuse me, you've probably covered some state final baseball games out at Fitton Field. And I always remember, I hadn't been there in a long time, but when I pulled up there, I remembered seeing that big sign for Rotman's in left field off the highway. And I'm thinking, I remember seeing like Danvers play here a few times, like the state finals, 99, 2001, maybe Masconomet in 2000, things like that. So anyway, they played there.
Is it the football stadium called Fitton Field too? Is it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
the baseball field is right next to it.
That's
where the Worcester Bravehearts play.
Yeah, I've done college football there, but I haven't done
Okay.
baseball. I haven't been to baseball there. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Beverly High all-time all-star Brendan Flaherty. I see his number hanging up in the stands at Fitton Field, Holy Cross.
Yes, yeah.
Had a brilliant 4-year career, so nice job, Bren. Anyway, so post 331, they blow through the regionals. They win their first 3. They lose a nothing game when they were going to make the finals, no matter what happened, to Newport, Rhode Island. They end up having to play Newport, Rhode Island again on Sunday for the championship. I was out there for that. Nice crowd from Beverly there. And Beverly gets out to a 5-1 lead. Newport manages to climb all the way back. They go to extra innings. Bottom of the 8th, Nick Fox gets on base. Braden Clark, who's the team's ace pitcher, he doesn't normally hit in Legion. He's a pitcher only now at Salve Regina, where he goes to school. He hit at Beverly High. He played second base, but he just hasn't been hitting in college. He didn't really, I think he had 3 at-bats, he told me, all Legion season. Well, he gets up, absolutely smokes one to deep center field. Fox scores all the way from first. Beverly wins the championship. They go to the World Series. So they left from Logan Airport to go down to Shelby, North Carolina, where the World Series is being played earlier today, Tuesday morning. Their first game will be Thursday. So there's 8 teams there. 2 brackets of 4. I want to say they're in the stripes bracket. There's a stars and stripes bracket, American Legion and all. And they will play, I believe it's Iowa on Thursday. They play Michigan on Saturday. And they play the defending Legion champions from, of all places, Idaho on Sunday. Top 2 teams in each bracket will then advance to the semifinals on Monday. And the championship will be played next Tuesday. So really exciting for these guys. And I asked, I talked to 5 or 6 guys and Coach LYnn after the game. And I said, hey, is it all, the proverbial cherry on top of the ice cream here now that you've reached the World Series, and they're like, yeah, it's awesome. It's great. But if we're going there, we might as well try to win it. Why not? And a little bit of research shows that the last team to win it from Massachusetts was LYnn, 1937. So it's been 84 years. It's about time that we bring home another Legion championship to the Bay State. And wishing good luck to Mike LYnn and his boys. I know they get a lot of fans back here in the Beverly and Salem regions. And it's kind of strange to see Beverly and Salem, on the same team. They're rivals and everything. But, these guys get along great and they're there for each other. And, it's a good bunch of guys. I wish them really well.
Well, it's interesting. They're wrapping up their season against or going to be meeting near the end of their season against Idaho. While I think that's how the LYnn English High basketball team either this year or the year before opened up their season with that tournament out in Idaho. Remember that or something like that?
What was it? They playing like South Dakota or something?
South Dakota, yeah,
South
Dakota, yeah.
I do remember that.
Yeah. So, and then you have that 1937 LYnn connection. So there you go, tying it all together through the decades here.
Yeah. Now I had to take a breath, and now I'll go on with the Peabody Little League team here.
Peabody West.
Peabody West, yes. So state champions, as we know, and they are in the New England Regionals in Bristol, Connecticut. I have to say, not that anyone cares, but kind of a bummer that we can't be there in person to cover the event. I mean, this is a marquee thing for us. Bristol is certainly not a bad ride to go down. We've done it before, covering Peabody West. When they've been there before, but understandably, because of COVID-19 guidelines and whatnot, Little League is really taking this seriously and really limiting the number of people, fans, and outside media that can be there. So we are not there. We are trying to cover it remotely, which presents some challenges. But head coach, I should say manager, Mark Betancourt's been great. Taking our phone calls, giving us all the information we need, kind of recapping the games that we watch on TV or follow online. Peabody West won its opener on Monday night. They shut out Maine 3-0. Jimmy DiCarlo had 2 of their 3 hits, including a 2-run double. Brendan Kobierski smoked a solo home run to center field to make it 3-0. And Colin Pasternak made it stand up. There was 6-hit shutout, went the distance, complete game. He only had, a half dozen strikeouts or so, maybe 5, maybe not even, maybe 5. But, didn't walk anybody. He made his, let his fielders make the plays behind him, which has been Peabody's success all year. Their success has been because of defense and pitching. I think I've said it before on the podcast here, but they don't have the typical Little League flamethrower who's going to go out and strike out 15 guys and he's your ace. And that, he's 6'2" with a gnarled tooth at the front. He's already got, facial hair, and he's going to mow guys down throwing 80 miles an hour. They don't have anybody like that. But it doesn't matter because they throw strikes. They play defense. They anticipate the ball being hit to them very well. They make the plays. They don't hurt themselves with errors. And they come up with timely hits. Only 3 hits last night, but made some big ones. They got some great plays defensively from Jackson Taylor in center field, Ryan Scarry at second base, Mark Betancourt scooping a few throws at first base. So they're in great shape. Now, the important thing to note here is this. Peabody will play Connecticut Thursday at 1 p.m. I think it's Manchester, Connecticut. Not to be confused with By the Sea or up in Vegas, New Hampshire, or anything like that.
They have Manchester by the Sea in Rhode Island. They have Manchester by the Sea in Rhode Island, Phil. Yeah.
Manchester by the Sea and Manchester, New Hampshire couldn't be any more polar opposite.
No,
okay?
I know.
Like Manchester, New Hampshire is like what I would imagine Knoxville, Tennessee would be like. But that's neither here nor there. In any case, Manchester, Connecticut against Peabody West, 1:00. This is the de facto winners bracket final. Winner of this game goes straight to the championship game on Saturday. Now, because of the COVID protocols and all, there will be no international teams at the Little League World Series this year. So the field was essentially cut in half. You had 8 American teams going, and normally you have 8 international teams, Canada and Pacific Rim and, wherever else. So for this year only, the 2 finalists from each of the 8 regions in this country will go to Williamsport. So if Peabody West merely wins its game on Thursday, no matter what they do on Saturday, they're going to Williamsport. If they lose on Thursday, but win on Friday in the losers bracket final to reach Saturday, they're going to go to Williamsport. So chances
one more win, that's the ticket.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd
say their chances are better than not, which is kind of crazy. But they're looking pretty good for Williamsport, Pennsylvania, which they've been to before, obviously. And, you don't have to win it all to be a champion down there. It's amazing just to make it and be one of those teams that's representing your region, in this case, the New England region. So we really hope that West can get it done. Jimmy DeCala will be on the mound for Peabody West on Thursday against those Nutmeg Staters. And you can watch it on ESPN. You can follow it on, there's a website set up for the Bristol Regional, and we'll be following along and checking them out. And it's great because you got the Little Leaguers playing at 1 o'clock. And then I believe Beverly Salem Legion is playing, I want to say, is it 4 or is it 7? They're playing after that. I know that. So good day for North Shore baseball this coming Thursday.
And they should, I'm thinking they should be following you on Twitter on that day, Phil. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
You know?
If you're interested in these factoids, you may want to get on the Twitter machine and, look for some updates.
Sure,
Matt
Matt
Williams
will be tweeting
our
as
buddy
well.
Matt Williams is,
Yeah.
on Peabody all the time. He's on vacation, but you can't keep him away from, what he loves, and he loves following these guys. So he'll be checking it too. And I should also say, and Bill, I'm sure you know this, but another potential championship team is the North Shore Navigators.
Yeah.
They, were the fifth, number 5 seed.
I think
And
that's
they won
right. Yep.
2 playoff rounds.
Yeah, they had to do that. They had to do that play-in game, I think, right?
Yes,
they
they did. And they find themselves in the league finals. By the time you listen to this, they'll have an opponent, but that's being decided tonight, Tuesday night, and then they're going to be on the road for game 1 of the finals Wednesday night. And then they will host game 2 on Thursday at Frazier. So, I mean, that's going to be a wild day of North Shore baseball.
Mm.
I'm going to say, unlike any other in August history locally, one day, 3 teams, big implications, and that's baseball.
To rename Essex County, the Diamond County, something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
It is the diamond of our hearts.
Hey, a sport we haven't talked about here at all is basketball.
Mhm.
Nick, you have some Celtic news for us breaking here as we speak?
Yeah, breaking. Well, it won't be breaking by the time people watch this tomorrow, but as of Tuesday evening, the Celtics have signed point guard Dennis Schroeder to a very small deal. They couldn't offer him much, and it looked like, he might get quite a bit of money earlier on in the offseason, or even during the season. The Lakers offered him a 4-year, I think it was $84 million extension, and he turned that down. And goes to show you, the opportunities like that just didn't come about after. And he's been scrapping around looking for a team, and the Celtics offered him a mid-level exception deal, 1 year, $5.9 million, and he took it. So Dennis Schroeder is likely going to be the Celtics starting point guard, unless he comes off the bench and they go with Marcus Smart. Not sure what direction they'll go with that, but this is a guy that can score. He's super quick, great defender. As a Lakers fan, I watched him a lot last year. He was only with the Lakers for 1 year, but he gave us some good minutes. I think he averaged 15, 16 points, maybe 5 or 6 assists. So he's a capable player. Like I said, very fast, plays hard all game, hustles, does the little things. So I think he'll be a good fit in Boston. And just when you thought the Celtics weren't going to make any more moves after, they really haven't done much this offseason to keep up with some of these other teams in the East that have made all these additions. But Dennis Schroeder's a good pickup. And like I said, I think he'll be a good fit in Boston.
What happened to, I heard ramblings that they were interested in Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't go ahead and sign him, especially because they could have got him on the cheap, probably for even cheaper than Schroeder. But now that they picked up Schroeder, I don't know. It's looking less likely that they're going to bring IT back. He's had a great summer. He's been proven he's healthy. He had an 81-point game in some Pro-Am game the other day. He had a 60-point game, I think, and a 37-point game. So he's been hooping. Granted, that's not the same competition as the NBA, but it's still good basketball that these leagues and summer tournaments he's playing in. So seems like he's still got plenty left in the tank. He's healthy now, but I would have liked to see him back in Boston. It seems like Brad Stevens wanted him. He liked him when he was here, but doesn't look like they're going to make a deal. I'd be very surprised, especially with the Schroeder signing now, that they'd bring him back.
Hey, I want to talk to quickly about some high school football. Coaching news always is dominant in the off season, and although the off season is ending very soon for high school football, I know you guys are reporting in the Salem News. Kevin Fassett joining Ryan Nolan's staff at Danvers High School. Kevin, I want to say longtime coach at Ipswich High School. He's been there. He was there for quite a while. Stepped down at the end of the season.
Yeah,
Well, how many?
Years, yeah.
Yeah, for a while. Yeah, and very successful. And I think he'd be a great addition to the Danvers coaching staff, it seems to me.
Yeah, I talked to him this afternoon. He's really excited about being there. He and head coach Ryan Nolan are really of a similar mindset of how they want to approach, the program and what they can do to build it up and the vision they have for it, both in the present and the future. And it seems like they're really working simpatico so far with each other. With Ryan, defense is his specialty, and Kevin is an offensive guy at heart. So they're going to split things essentially right down the middle. Each taking their own specialty and going with that. That means that Danvers will be switching to a wing T format, which I think will suit their strengths. They seem to have a lot of veterans in the line and younger guys in the skill position. So, if you have those veterans up front, that's going to help ease the transition of some of the younger guys. You remember last year that they started some guys who were true freshmen during the course of the year because of injuries. Travis Voisin at quarterback, Gasanowski as a running back. So they're back as sophomores now. And, Kevin said he feels like they're already coming along pretty well. And they got other guys like, Colin Kelter is a good skill player. Joey Parisi, you got a kid like Brendan Whalen up front, who's one of the big beef eaters who they'll lean on as a captain, and someone who can move the line. And I think they're going to challenge themselves with a tough schedule. Tewksbury, Reading before they get into the Marbleheads of the world and teams like that, the Beverly that they'll be playing in the regular season. So, you get two really cerebral, forward-thinking coaches there. That's just a boon for Danvers, I think.
And Nick, you also reported, speaking of Danvers coaches, that Tony Vatusios is the new boys varsity coach for boys soccer.
Yep.
Yes, as he's got that European connection, originally from Greece.
From Greece, yeah, a big soccer guy, has been kind of his whole life. He moved here to the States in '85, I think. So he's been here quite a while now and lives in the area, lives right down the street from Danvers High. Coached there for a while as an assistant, ran the JV program. He coached as an assistant a little bit in Beverly. I actually spoke with him a few years ago when the Beverly head coach, Edgar De Leon, was away, missed the game, and he had to step in. So I had interviewed him after one of the games, and definitely a knowledgeable guy, knows his stuff, seems to be very passionate about it. He's coached youth programs. Like I said, he's done, assistant varsity JV stuff. So, and that's for the past, 20 years, if not more. So he's definitely qualified. I think he's excited to try and get the Danvers program back in the right direction. They've had a few down years. After a nice run in 2017, they haven't had a winning season since. Obviously, one of those seasons was kind of in the pandemic, but regardless, I think he's ready to go. He's hoping to get the numbers up there a little bit, start getting the recruiting out and getting more kids to come out for the program. They only had about 30 guys last year on the team, or 26, I think he said, for the whole program, which, compared to like a Beverly who has 80, 90 kids come out every year, that's not what they want to see. So they're hoping to get the numbers up, but they definitely have some good returning guys, and seems like he's going to be a good fit. We'll see what they're able to do this year in a more normal season.
Speaking of soccer, I can give you some breaking news before we log off, if you'd like. We have a new girls soccer coach at Peabody High School. Of course, Dennis DeRoche is now the athletic director of Peabody, so he's stepping down after, I think it was like 13 or 14 years there at Peabody High. Andrew Douglas, who coached at Salem High, has been hired as the new Peabody High girls coach. Andrew played at Danvers High. I want to say he graduated in 2011, coached at Salem for 3 years, led them to the tournament for each of his first two seasons. So he'll be taking over, a storied program here that won a state title under Dennis, went to 3 North finals, steeped in tradition, and Andrew will be looking to keeping that going. So congratulations to Andrew, and I guess that means that Salem is going to need a new soccer coach.
Look for that posting. Gentlemen, in the last minute or so, anything else you guys want to add, Nick or Phil? Anything that we might have missed? It's hard to believe that we might have missed something, but it's possible.
Well, our Red Sox, they got to turn it around here. This is not a great stretch for them, and I don't know if this is. What did I read, that they're just regressing to the mean? They've been playing above their heads for 4 months, and now it's just kind of coming back to the pack a little bit. I don't know. That may be true. I mean, boy, they could sure use a shot of Chris Sale. As we think of Chris Sale, 2018 Chris Sale. Who knows? I mean, they're 4 out going into tonight's game with Tampa Bay. So got to turn it around quick if they're going to turn it around.
And they got to play, the Yankees coming up. They got to play, obviously, the Rays and I think the Blue Jays as well. So a lot of divisional games. These are going to be important games. So they got to turn it around quick. I don't know about Kyle Schwarber, their new addition. Is he going to see any playing time anytime soon? I know he came in with an injury.
Yeah, seems like he had a setback. So you'll have to follow Max Cerullo, who covers the Red Sox for us.
Yep, he's on the beat.
Twitter.
He's on top of it.
He's on top of it. Yep.
Yeah, just on Twitter, MAC Mac.
Mac, yeah.
No, without a K, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Cerullo.
Yeah.
Mac
Cerullo, yeah.
Cerullo, yes.
Okay. Gentlemen, on that note, I'm just going to advise you to try to stay cool for the next few days. It's not going to be easy, but Nick, if anyone can, I think you can stay cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I run cool.
Okay. On that note, we'll say good night or goodbye, good morning, whatever.